there wasn't any accounting slash finance management before you guys, to be honest. After working with you guys, everything got just much more organized and we kind of know financially, like one, how we're doing. Two, taxes was very important. So we were like, what are we going to do for taxes? And even though we were extremely late to send every document, you guys still pulled through in the end. And that was really nice. So that was really good. If you want really good finances that are tracked, you want to think about them, and you work with STAXX. You get like the best in the game at like your finances, but you also just get like lovely people. It's actually really weird because everyone is just so nice. Right?
Yeah. What is up? My name is Dylan. I'm one of two co-founders. I'm here with Alex, our other co-founder of STAXX. And today we're with a longtime client of ours, Jamez. So Jamez, why don't you just tell everybody a little bit about yourself and what your business does?
Hi. So I'm Jamez. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Plot Pointe, and basically we're just like a media company that like specializes in going viral with storytelling.
That's awesome, man. Well, why don't you tell people about your accounting and finances before working with us and what that looked like?
Well, I think there wasn't any accounting slash finance management before you guys, to be honest. So I think when I came with you guys, everything just got organized. We like set up our QuickBooks and everything like that, and all our transactions got categorized. Before that, we were just moving and growing so fast that like it was just like, do we have money in the bank? Yes or no? And if we do, okay, let's keep going. I think after working with you guys, everything got just much more organized and we kind of know financially, like one, how we're doing. Two, taxes was very important. So we were like, what are we going to do for taxes? And even though we were extremely late to send every document, you guys still pulled through in the end. And that was really nice. So that was really good.
Yeah, you guys had a decent amount of partners in play too, across different entities, which complicated things, but at the same time provided an avenue to like realize, hey, this just needs to get cleaned up, especially as you guys were growing pretty sizable. I think you probably doubled relatively quickly. And I know there was some investment involved. People were also getting bought out. That came with a whole slate of things to do.
Yeah, it was quite interesting and a lot of problems that STAXX really like made just easier on every front. So it was really nice to have.
Yeah, and I know we just wrapped up a pretty big project, kind of going back and fixing some stuff with the team, with Kath and Cindy and Tala, meeting weekly and hammering all that stuff out. What's been your experience as far as working with the team on a big project like that, and how's it helped?
I think the team is like very skillful and they're like great at what they do. But like more than that, I think they're just like very nice and good people. Like I know Cindy, Kath, and Tala are just like extremely helpful, and Chris as well. Like all the people that I like regularly work with, they're just like so helpful, so nice, just like very kind. Like I like just forget a lot of the times, and they just never get angry. They're just like, it's okay. You'll be all right. And then they just like help me fix it. It's like so nice, so refreshing because I have so much other stuff to focus on. So it feels like the finance stuff, like I kind of like more like solved, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Totally. Yeah. And maybe you can speak on that for a minute. A lot of people, when they're considering working with us, they're just thinking about the financial ROI, right? Like saving on the taxes, unlocking profits, which that's definitely a part of it. But I think a lot of our clients, they experience a mental ROI just as much as a financial one in terms of stress reduction and time recapture and things like that. Maybe what's been your experience as far as that goes?
I mean, I think that's way more valuable than like any like tax saving or anything like that, right? We're growing, right? So as we're growing, there's like a million issues and a million fires to like kind of get rid of. And I think that not having to worry about the financial ones is very helpful, right? So it just kind of helps like everything stay in one spot and like managed by like one entity that I can trust, right? So that's always just been like, I guess, the biggest ROI. So I actually have never even considered the financial ROI. I guess that's a rarely good bonus that I'm currently thinking about, but it's always been like kind of like just like that mental pressure being removed from me and from the business as well.
How about from the cash flow side? Because I know there's a lot of, with your business model, there's a lot of contractors that you deploy, right? So do you have maybe an example of like how helpful it has been, or an example of the process in which like you've got to be looking at cash flow depending on, and that's going to basically dictate when and how we pay out our contractors, bills, things like that. Because I know there's a sizable amount of payroll.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, STAXX has been helpful in just knowing where like a lot of the money is going. Like just finding like really weird transactions on like the contractor thing, or like, oh wait, this person got paid this or that. W-9 filing was extremely efficient and organized. That was really, really helpful. Making sure, and again, we were late to that as well, and STAXX told through. So it was just like very nice to just, again, a lot of like the contractor stuff to be like removed. And I know they'll be helping us now as well with payroll and things like that, which will be an even greater value add. And I know they're going to kill it. So
100%. And through your meetings with Chris, the fractional CFO, I think that's some of the more valuable, piece of the service that we provide. How has having access to, accurate financials and having somebody that you can meet with on that side of things, how has that enabled, better decision making in the business, having that data kind of at your fingertips?
yeah, it just forced us to be more organized and see our financials in a different lens. Like a lot of the times, even if, for example, I need to explain something, just like that mental reframe of like, oh, this was definitely not clear because of me, or oh, this should have been this way because of me. And it's like having that call every month always gives a really good financial like reset up to like one issue that like needs to be solved or something like that. And I think that's always really good to see. It also reminds me of a lot of our transactions because for whatever reason, I forget like a very big transaction. And I'm like, where did that come from? And then like Chris explains it to me and I'm like, oh yeah, you're 100% correct. That's really nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's a great point too. And I think that's kind of the service behind the service, right? Like it is accounting and fractional CFO, but there's definitely an accountability piece to all of this, right? Like you said, it forces you to get on that monthly call and look at the numbers and have those conversations, which I think is important for any business owner that's aggressively growing and scaling, right?
Exactly.
And it could be uncomfortable too, because it probably forced you to be like, okay, I got to actually organize my day a little bit better, or I've got to make sure that I'm freeing myself up for this upcoming call because there's things in there that I need to get insights from to then be able to take that to my team who's relying on it. And so in a way, it can sometimes be uncomfortable for business owners to come in and like have to sometimes change the way they operate in slight ways. But, leaning into it, I think you did that a lot and you really leveraged our team and you were vocal and asking for help. And I feel like that's one of the great reasons why I feel like we've worked together so well for so long is because you seek our team out, you ask for things and don't necessarily just treat the relationship as just like, oh, this is just my accountant that I stick in the closet and take them out once a year for taxes.
Yeah, I think that constant relationship has been extremely helpful. Even like transactions that don't get properly categorized in QuickBooks, me being able to see those and be like, oh, yeah, this needs to be categorized this way. Oh, yeah, this needs to be categorized that way. Like, if not, it would literally be at the end of the year, right before the tax deadline, where I would be like basically munching away and losing a week of my like work because I didn't like do it bit by bit. So it's also, yeah, it's like how you say it, like forces you to like not only attack problems or like attack them in a very much more sustainable way that's like much more efficient and also more accurate. So that's really good.
Yeah. And you brought up a good point on, occasionally there is edits that need to be made, right? Like no service is absolutely 1000% perfect. Sometimes there's minor mistakes and things that need to be edited. But in those moments, when you do say, oh, this transaction needs to be coded to this account. I mean, when you do notify the team on that, maybe you could touch on the responsiveness the team has and how swiftly they make those changes and edits.
Oh, it's so quick. I would say like Cass and Cindy like work extremely fast, and Tala on a communication front, I don't think she's ever responded to me like later than an hour. It's kind of crazy. So like, yeah, it's so efficient, so quick. And it's like, even if I take a long time to respond, they're still like extremely quick.
Mhm.
It's like, I guess they're not petty, which is great as well. so yeah, that's wonderful.
That's great. That's definitely one of the core values. We want to be responsive. That's one of the biggest gripes that people out there have with their accountants, right? It's like, man, I could just never even get a hold of this person. And that's Tala's whole job, is to make sure that you're getting responded to and the right person on our team is seeing your stuff and the edits are being made and stuff isn't slipping through the cracks. I mean, that's what allows the data to be up to date so you can have those monthly calls and, use that data to make decisions. So that's great. Another piece where there's a ton of pain for most people out there is the tax side of things. And there's a lot of stress around filing taxes and getting stuff ready for taxes. Some of the calls you've had with the tax strategists on our team, the process, getting taxes filed, maybe you can talk about kind of the efficiencies and whatnot as far as the tax side goes.
Like I said, we are technically not like the best at like giving all the documents as fast as possible, but STAXX just makes it very, very good and very, very easy. And I think that like after talking a lot to like the tax accountant and things like that, like they really, really help / know what they're talking about. So that's always been extremely helpful, as well as like Cindy, for example, like recategorize all our books properly. So we were actually like saved a ton of money on like taxes, and like just being able to go backtrack and make sure that every single transaction was good. There's like an entire chunk missing that like she like fixed, and she manually did it because there's no other way to do it. And it's just like not being like, oh yeah, James, you go do this thing because you messed up. It's like, you messed up, but like we're here to fix it, and you guys fixed it. It's great.
Yeah, so Cindy's a workhorse. She did a great job, and Kath, amazing job as well. I think your company's catch up and all the reworking was probably one of the more significant ones that we've had to do, because it not only went back a pretty long ways, but there was a lot of balance sheet issues with equity and big transfers between entities and people that had limited visibility into like the descriptions of the transactions, which just sometimes can make it pretty difficult. But yeah, that was definitely one of the sizable ones, and I'm really glad that we got that across the finish line for you.
Yeah, you guys also made it so easy. Like like you said, Kath and Cindy just absolutely like cooked. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, they cooked.
So they're great. And that's kind of, the other core value and thing we like to talk about a lot is, right, it's the responsiveness piece, but it's also, okay, what would the best accounting firm do? And what is the path that creates the best result for the client, right? Like it would have been easy to just say, hey, this is how the books are. Let's file the taxes. You end up paying way more. Now the books are wrong going forward. And the unfortunate reality is there is a good chunk of firms out there that would have taken that route. But I just love to hear, Cindy and Kath are like, no, we're going to do it the right way. We're going to go back, even if it takes extra time, just to make sure the foundation is built going forward, right? So that's really great to hear. And I would like to maybe talk about, you are growing, right? Growth focused company, trying to scale, trying to run it up. Now that this, financial foundation is in place, right? We have the accounting, we have the tax, we have the CFO and the strategy in place. What is your confidence level in terms of, actually doubling the business again? Does having that in place give you more confidence around doing that?
Oh, for sure. I think now it's just really work on our end. I think the finances are like kind of taken care of. And I know that if we were to triple, quadruple, or quintuple, like we'll have like the right hands to help us like categorize and do everything properly. So it's really nice to see that.
100%. And another question or two that comes to mind, and Alex, feel free to jump in as well, but we're almost 15 minutes into this interview. And if somebody's watched this video this far, right, they're probably heavily considering working with us. They're doing their due diligence, figuring out, hey, are these guys legit? Does this actually work? Does this make sense? Is it worth the premium price point? All those different questions, maybe a prospective client is trying to figure out, and maybe they're watching this video to determine that. So if you were to speak to that person who's considering working with us, they're trying to decide, what would you tell them?
I think what I would say is pretty clear. It's just like, if you want really good finances that are tracked and you want to think about them, then you work with STAXX. And then on top of that, if you want to also have a relationship with the people who manage your finances, then that's another big, big point. So if you want the combination of both, I think STAXX does them very, very well. So it's like you get like the best in the game at like your finances, but you also just get like lovely people, which is like such an underrated thing when like working with someone. It's like, you don't just want like the best person if they're not likable, but like you get like the best people and you get likable people. Everyone's so nice. It's actually really weird because everyone is just so nice. Right?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, and that's been intentional. I mean, me and Alex have tried to be super picky in hiring and not hiring based out of a rush or based out of scarcity because we just like need a body. And we've been really intentional bringing people in like that because it is an important piece, being able to hop on a call, especially an accounting call, because just getting on an accounting call inherently is kind of a drain and kind of a suck for most people. So if you get on there and the people suck, then it's just like, oh my God, I do not even want to get on this call. But, it sounds like in your case, those accounting calls are something you look forward to. and they're actually maybe even kind of fun. I don't know.
Yeah, I love shooting it up with them. It's so funny. We always shoot it up a little bit. One time he lured me to get Dubai chocolate. So I came into the call and I ate Dubai chocolate for the first time. It was great. And it's I think those things are important, just as important as the financials, because I guess it creates that personal connection. And like you said, it makes me want to hop on the calls / be more responsive / stick around and things like that.
100%.
Yeah, good insights.
Yeah. Do you have anything else, Alex? Anything that comes to mind?
No, honestly, I don't. I think covered a lot of ground. I'm really excited to keep building with you, James. And I think also the team that you have that assists us with things like Steven, amazing, does a great job. I think there's a lot that can be said about, not just making sure the owner of our clients are happy, but also the team members that also have to be plugged in to keep everything running, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like Steven's been chugging along, happy to work with us. And I think him and Kath work pretty well, just making sure if there's something Kath needs, he's right on it, which, it's like a two-way street. It has to go both ways.
Yeah, it's actually great. Yeah, I think that is something we didn't even touch on. You guys do work with our team members as much as possible to again, remove stress from me. It was just constantly making decisions. So it's great.
100%, man. Well, no, this has been fun. I mean, is there any, final remarks or any last thing you'd like to say to someone that made it this far?
Probably just join STAXX. But
it's so simple.
Yeah.
Just do it. Yeah. Awesome. Well, if you've watched this far and have enjoyed this and want to chat with our team and see if it's something that could make sense for you and your business to install, a fractional accounting and finance team, book a call with us. There should be a link in the description. And yeah, appreciate you hopping on, James. This was fun. Yeah. I'm looking forward to crushing it for you for many years to come.
Yes.
Always a pleasure, James.
Always a pleasure.